Diane, I believe it is time to bring out our guests. Are you as excited as I am?
I am. I'm so excited.
I love this next guest. She is from Fairmont, which is in our neighboring town of county, actually of Martin. And may I introduce Miss Diane Pearson from the Ancient Wisdom Yoga.
Welcome, Diane. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. It's great to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Diane, we had just an incredible week with you. Ladies and gentlemen, Diane spent the whole week with us showing us the art of yoga.
And it was, I absolutely love yoga. It was such an incredible week for me. But Diane, can you explain to us and share what is Ancient Wisdom Yoga?
Ancient Wisdom, good question. I get my best visions in the middle of giving a massage. And one day, these words came into my head, Ancient Wisdom. And I thought to myself, wow, that's a great title, that's a great name for my business. And so I thought, well, somebody else must have that by now. So I did some research, and nobody else had it. So voila, it's me. I named my business Ancient Wisdom.
It fits. It does. It fits the feel of the studio.
Yes, yes. It kind of covers what it is. It is Ancient Wisdom.
Diane, are you ever too old to do yoga?
Never too old to do yoga. Never too old. I've had women in my classes that were in their 80s.
Or too young?
Yeah, it depends. In my adult classes, you can't have young kids. You've got to have a class set apart for them.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Just because their attention is different.
Now, Prairie Ann and I, we're beginners. I mean, can we still join the class, or do we have to be advanced, or?
Oh, no. You can come in as a beginner. You probably want to.
Do you think we did good enough to be advanced? How did we do when we spent the week with you? How would you rate us?
I would rate you intermediate.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Your breathing was fabulous.
Yeah.
Your focus was fabulous.
Oh, and I'm sure our posture was absolutely fabulous.
Yes, your posture was great.
Well, we had such a great time with you. I brought my camera, as you know, and we took photos.
Great.
And of us in poses that Diane showed us. And while I get those organized, we would like to show you another community that was visited by another citizen of Swine County.
Fabulous.
Hey, give me a mic. Thank you. How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is your Our Story announcer, and what is to follow will show you some of the best places to go in Minnesota. The vibrant community of Lakefield, Minnesota, is located only 2 miles north of Interstate 90 in vast open spaces of rich, fertile farmland. Every Father's Day weekend, many in Lakefield plan a 3-day celebration called Summerfest, which includes a large rodeo and many family-friendly events. Throughout the year, several city and county parks provide physical activity. Quality schools challenge students, while the Jackson County Museum tracks the history of those who live in the heart of Jackson County. To the best of our knowledge, nowhere in our country do they have a lifestyle equal to ours. Our towns and communities are what make us great.
Sounds like a great town. I bet they would really like yoga there.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're right, Diane. Now, Paris, can we see those pictures? And Diane, can you explain what we're doing in those pictures,
I certainly
please?
can.
Yay.
Oh, yeah. Here, I know the first one.
Okay.
This is actually my favorite pose. It's called the tree pose.
Yes, it is the tree pose. And you do very well in the tree pose. The tree pose really works on balance. And actually, it works on strength too, because to get your leg up and centered on the inside of your opposite leg takes strength. And you've got to be very focused, and you've got to learn to balance to pull this off.
And my favorite, the twisted prayer.
This twisted prayer is a beautiful, beautiful pose. It works also on balance majorly, but there are all kinds of modifications. You don't have to go right into the full-blown twisted prayer. You can have your knee on the floor till you get your balance. But anyway, this also works on strength and endurance, as you can see, and it also, you're twisting your body around, and so whenever you do a twisted pose of any kind in yoga, you're wringing out your inner organs, and which causes a, what's the word? It causes
cleansing.
A cleansing.
A cleansing effect.
Yeah, you're cleansing.
Yep.
You're cleansing with your breath, and you're cleansing with your movements of your body all through yoga.
Okay. And how did you think my hat looked? Did my hat look great in the twisted
Perry Ann, I didn't want you to wear that hat in yoga. And your cowboy boots, it's supposed to be a barefoot experience.
I'm sorry. I just thought that the hat and the boots added something
Will
to
you
it.
ever learn? Chanel, take one thing off. In your case, take two.
These girls.
Oh, third pose. I can't remember what that's called.
That is the warrior pose.
Warrior.
And the warrior pose is a very noble looking pose. It also works on strength and endurance and breath. Every time we stop to hold a pose, we're taking 5 very deep nose breaths, fully oxygenating every red blood cell in our body. And it's just a beautiful, it's one of my favorite poses. It's one of the easier poses. But again, it's hard to hold that pose, so you must be kind to yourself. Never go into the realm of pain. You can put one knee down and you can have the other knee out, and you can do it, you can do a much easier modified warrior pose. So there are all kinds of modifications for each pose.
Which is good, because we're all at different levels.
Uh-huh.
That was good. This has been awesome. This has been just great.
It was such a learning experience.
Yeah.
Thank you. We want to thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And if anyone wants to know more about yoga, ancient wisdom yoga, your studio, how do they get in contact with you? Website, phone?
We have a website, and there's a phone number, and you could, the website is nice because you can check the latest schedule. And I also have an email, and I always email to all my people. I email all my people if there is a change, a sudden change. So, and then there's a phone number. And that's how they can get a hold of us.
And call. It's great. It's so great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. It was really fun.
And as you know, I'm always full of surprises, and I and Diane have a surprise for you. Diane is giving everybody in our studio audience a yoga mat. And that's not all. Hello. She is giving a free year's class of yoga to everybody in the studio audience. A free year class of yoga. Yay! Isn't that wonderful?
It is. Awesome.
That is so generous of you, Diane. You're such a generous person.
Well, we want everybody to come.
Join
in our community yoga.
Thank you, Diane. Thanks again. It was a great week.
Thanks for having me. It was so fun. It was so fun.
What? Huh?
Oh, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, but Sam, our page girl, says I have a phone call. I've got to take it.
A phone call?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah, she said it was from the producers. I got to go. I got to go. I got to go.
Well, while Prairie Ann takes her phone call, let's join one of our citizens who has discovered yet another fabulous town outside Swine County.
Oh, hello again. Colonel Von Brager here. I was just going over some of my adventures here in my journal. Have I ever told you about the time I was on safari in Africa? Perhaps not. Or the time I flew over uncharted waters in the Black Sea. There again, perhaps I haven't shared that with you. Well, these are some of my adventures, and I'm going to be doing other adventures now in the South, specifically southern Minnesota, visiting towns and communities. In fact, we're taking an adventure today. Why don't you join me as we go to...
Gaylord, Minnesota is located 60 miles southwest of the Twin Cities metropolitan area.
and is home to the Sibley County Courthouse and other historical buildings. This thriving community is comprised of education, healthcare, recreational amenities, agriculture, business, and industry. Gaylord is successful because people come together with a desire to promote this as the best community for families, seniors, businesses, and taxpayers. Bully! Well, let's discover some of the fine businesses and establishments as we continue our adventure.
Another sensational town, and Mary Ann, what is it? You're as white as a ghost.
Oh, you're not going to believe it.
What did John Robert Olson want?
It wasn't Cousin John. It was Katie, Urban Katie.
On the phone?
Yes. Yeah, she wants me to announce to the viewers of the Women of Sweet Swine that I can't believe it. I still can't believe it. No. No, that she has controlling interest in Cluck TV, and Cousin John never told her. Aunt Ella had controlling interest, which means it was passed down to Katie. Giddy up. And now Katie owns Cluck TV.
Oh, what does that mean for us,
Can you
for
believe
the show?
it?
Are we canceled?
No, we're not canceled.
I think I've asked that twice now.
But it does mean that Cousin John doesn't own Cluck TV.
Wow.
Katie owns Cluck TV, and she is our boss for the Women of Sweet Swine and the Cockaburn Morning Show. Katie Olson is our boss. Hello.
Well, this show just got a little bit more interesting.
Didn't it?
It did.
Wow.
So, what? So, and?
And ladies, there's more. I have been a
knew it.
reporter for Cousin John for years. Now that he's not my boss, I can spill my guts. Woo-hoo!
Start spilling.
So,
Is this legal?
I think it is, but who cares?
Okay, that's
Who cares? Who cares? It's good. It's good TV. You can't make this up.
Mary
folks.
Ann.
You can't make this up.
Come on.
Mrs. Swanson was an agent for the CIA.
Mrs. Swanson, I'm going to bake a hot dish and
girl.
give it away to everyone,
That's
Mrs.
it.
Swanson?
Yes. When she, in her younger days, she was an agent for the CIA. She had a sanctioned affair with a KGB agent. And
Mrs.
out of
Swanson.
that affair, yes, was a love child. And it was Cousin John.
Cousin John.
Cousin John.
Our Cousin John.
Yes. Is Mrs.
What?
Swanson's love child, Giddy.
Why, that little busybody. You wait till I get my hands on her.
What? I don't believe it. And she's been calling me a harlot. Oh, I can't wait to tell Betty Jo down at the beauty parlor. This is great.
Continue to share with you what's happening
What?
inside, outside, Sweet Swine.
Oh, that's it.
And
That girl's fired. Oh, wait. She doesn't work for me anymore. Oh, crap.
The biggest breaking news stories ever, for we are